Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I don't know if this will be the last video I get out this year. Pretty shitty at the moment, probably hearing my voice. I've got the good old Chinese flu, wink wink. So the videos I had planned to get out over sort of the Christmas period and stuff just didn't materialise, as I've been far too crook to get outside and do the shooting side of it. Sorry. So I thought what I'll do is I'll do a rundown on like the Vinometer of the rifles I shot the hell out of this year, and give you like my honest appraisal of the rifles I've been using a lot this year, and my new favourite and some honourable mentions. Right, we'll launch into it. Right, at the top here, I don't even know if the camera will pick this up, so I've written them down so I don't forget. On the Vinometer or Vinometer, should we say, I've got the Air Arms Hunter Carbine TX200. That comes in on my personal scale as a 9.5, and the only reason that dropped down like half a point on it, 10 obviously being perfection, was pure and simple how expensive it is compared to its competitors like the HW97 and 77. This is just all my personal opinion, guys. I mean, take it with a pinch of salt if you like, but this is how I'd rate these rifles. I've got the HW97, a 9.5. Once again, only marked down like half a point. I mean, these every one of these sort of top lot of rifles are shot superbly. The only reason I couldn't give the 97 a 10 out of 10 was mainly the fact that you're paying more for that than you are a 77, which is basically a 77 action with a suppressor on it and a different shaped stock. If they'd lower the price just a wee bit, that would be right up there, that would be nudging the 10. Next I've got the 77 carbine. Well, I've got to say, my 77 carbine this year, I've been shooting that a hell of a lot. Has performed flawlessly on my rating. That's a 9.7. It's just shot superbly. Yeah, only tiny negative I can find, and I'm trying not to sound like a salesman for HW here, is the fact it's got slide and breach, and you've got the inherent safety issue there. If anything fails, that's your fingers gone, and that is the only reason. I mean, if you cock the rifle and you hold it with the underlever in your hand, how you should do anyway, that wouldn't be an issue, but it is there nevertheless. Next I've got 95 Luxus. That's been featured quite prominently in my videos. I've done the box test on it. I rate that as a 9.7. It's lightweight, it's well, I'd say midweight rather than lightweight. I haven't really got anything negative to say about it. The only reason that got marked down like 0.3 or 0.0, say again, 0.3 of a point was purely because it didn't come fitted with open sights as standard. If it had been fitted with open sights, it would have been perfect, but then I understand it comes fitted with a suppressor, so swings and roundabouts. It's been a bloody awesome rifle. I've really enjoyed shooting that. Next, 95S. Well, I've been a big fan of the 99S. I've rated that as a 9.5, and the only reason it lost like half a point was, compared to its bigger brothers, it's only slightly a little bit underpowered, pushing high 10s, low 11s, but only slightly. That's been my get-to springer nearly all year. I've shot the hell out of that. It's been accurate, reliable, it comes with open sights, it's lightweight. It's something I found I was carrying around the farm a hell of a lot, purely because it's lightweight. It's just been my sort of everyday carry gun around the farm, unless I've been up doing Pacific jobs where I've spot blank my rifle, but it's been an awesome little rifle. Next, as viewers of the channel know, earlier on in the year I went to get an HW30 and I ended up getting an HW35 carbine for the same price. Pure and simple because the gun shop had sold out in that particular one, and I'd done a good little deal with them. I rated that as a 9, and there's a reason for that, guys. It's not anything to do with accuracy, because all these rifles I've mentioned so far, if I was just doing an accuracy review, they'd be boring because it'd just be 10 out of 10. The reason I knocked off half a point on the 35k was the silly cutout HW given on the rear stock. It's not a deal breaker at all, but the 35k and the 35, it's been around for such long time, and for the life of me I cannot believe that like HW had spoiled the classic lines of the rifle by giving it that cut out. And to me it was sort of the only reason that dropped a point was because the aesthetics of the rifle. I've had so many HW35s over the years, and it just seemed shame that HW decided to change the stock. Next, the HW57. This rifle is my new favourite. This is I tested it. I've been wanting one for a while. I sold my old one, which I was an idiot for doing, and now this has replaced the 77, the 97 and the 99S in my everyday carry gun, and it's same sort of weight as the 99S. It's got nice heft to it, but not too much that it pulls your arms off carrying it around. I will be fitting a sling to this rifle. This has been one of the few rifles I've tested out and I didn't want to give it back, and I haven't given it back, so it's now mine. I rate this little rifle very highly. Hasn't got the sliding breech, it's got the pop-up breech in it, so no risk of trapping fingers. And the only reason that I knocked a third of a point off is because of this cutout again. So it's all to do with aesthetics, and it's just my personal take on it. It doesn't affect how the rifle shoots, not at all. It's performed flawlessly. Like I say, guys, in the coming new year you'll be seeing me shoot this a hell of a lot. I love the fact this came fitted as standard with open sights as well. In the new year I intend to get the rifles out on the range and do quite a few videos on just shooting with open sights. So I believe far too many people are keen to put a scope on their rifle without even bothering to see how these little rifles perform with open sights. I believe that's a good fundamental to learning shooting anyway. with iron sights. Scopes can always fail, guys. If you've got backup open sights, you can carry on shooting and get your scope off, and you've got an option to carry on. I mean, years ago, guys, come on, you go back 40 years ago, scopes weren't like the be all and end all of things. A lot of the shooting was done with iron sights. So it's something I want to get back into. Right, next little gun, Wolf LGV. Now, you can't get a new one of these anymore in the UK, but I was so lucky in picking this rifle up in as new condition, and it is an absolutely awesome bit of kit. I rated this as a 9.5, and the only reason I docked it down half a point, it's not to do with how it shoots, because it is phenomenally accurate. It is super. It came fitted with iron sights on as well. You will see some iron sight footage on the range with this. I intend to take this scope off and be doing some iron sight shooting with it. But there's one thing you can't take away from this rifle. It's a heavy beast. I mean, it is not perfect, but it's close. If this, I don't know, you could shave like half a pound or a pound off this rifle, it would be right up there, knocking on a number 10's door, should we say. The trigger is not as good as the record unit, but it's not far shy of it. So that's the only reason I couldn't give this a 10. The weight and the trigger's not quite comparable to the record unit or indeed the CD unit, but by God, this is a beautiful rifle to shoot. The bench rest in this rifle is just a joy, it really is. So yeah, I highly recommend this rifle. Right, unfortunately, we've got I tested this one out not so long back. That's the BSA Lightning. I think it's the GRT special edition model or whatever. Beautiful stock on it, and that's about as much as I can say. I rated that as a 5.5. It's an honest appraisal on it. I think I might even be being over generous on it. I didn't enjoy that rifle. I didn't enjoy shooting the rifle. The trigger on it was horrendous. I don't know really what to say. For an old guy like me, who grew up with like the 80s and 70s vintage BSA guns, to get my hands on that one was very disappointing. I've got to say, I wouldn't recommend that rifle. I have no doubt it could be fettled and messed around with, and the trigger could be played with. But guys, if you're paying the money you're paying on it, I expect that to shoot properly out of the box. Yeah, I know it's going to need running in and all the good stuff, but when you can get an HW for a similar sort of price, no, it would be an HW. Right, then lastly, I've got the little Cometfex. That was a surprise. That was a good little rifle. I'd rate that a solid 7, budging on 8. I'd like to give it more, but I think the 7's an honest appraisal of it. It's not quite up to HW standards, but it's not far short. I'm sure if I had kept that gun maybe for a month and do more intensive shooting of it, my opinion of it would have gone up. However, it is what it is. It shot okay on the range. I'm sure if I'd have put a couple of more tins of pellets through it, it would have shot even better. But I have to go on with what's in front of me, and I think 7 is a fair appraisal of it. And it was the USC Phoenix what I tested, and it was a bloody good gun. Certainly I would rate that well above the BSA Lightning by far. So, but what I have got to do is give an honourable mention to the PCPs I tested during the year. At the beginning of the year I purchased a Crown MP02, I think it was. That little rifle, it performed really well right up until probably 2 months ago, and started having issues with the magazines. It wasn't a deal breaker, but it was enough for me to get a shot of it. It wasn't feeding reliably. Spring or whatever it is, a bit of its internal broke off, so yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. Unfortunately, it is what it is, so I got rid of it. But it shot really well. I shot so many rats and squirrels with that gun over the year. It's just a shame, but it is what it is. The EBA Arms was it XV2RS, what I recently tested. That has been a bloody good rifle. I highly recommend it, especially you guys who like the tactical side of shooting. Tactical looking rifles. It was phenomenally accurate. I've still currently got it. I'm swinging along the thoughts of I might keep that one to replace the MP02 I got rid of. The only thing is, it's all about maybe public perception. I mean, if you're mooching around on farm and someone see with that, they're going to think it's some sort of firearm. It really isn't. But you can't take away it shoots really well. And finally, we've got the Prophet P3 from RTI Arms. Now that rifle is an awesome rifle. There's no getting away from it. Quite pricey, but no more pricey than its contemporaries, and sublimely accurate, should we say. I can see why people go for them, but it just wasn't for me. For me, it looked like a collection of pipes, tubes and buddy bottles, should we say. Even though the ergonomics, when you shouldered it, it felt comfortable and all the rest of it, the aesthetics of it, the aesthetics it had of some sort of mechanical device, what you'd pump up tyres or something with it just didn't appeal to me. Though it's not knocking the gun at all, it shot superbly, and for the guys who like that sort of thing, brilliant gun. And to round off this little video, one gun I did pick up during the year, which I was so chuffed with, is this little one here, and that was the BSA Mercury S, nice 80s vintage with the walnut stock. Oh god, BSA, take a long hard look at this rifle, BSA, and think of what you're putting out nowadays. You know, this has just been an awesome little rifle. I'm so glad I got it. It took me back to like childhood days. I've taken it on the range. I've shown you what a 40 odd year old rifle can still do, and this has been an absolutely beautiful rifle to shoot, one I'm proud to own and one I'll never get rid of. So with that guys, in the new year, or as soon as I'm feeling better, I've got some night vision which I intend to be taking out and doing reviews on. Be doing bunny bashing videos, and I'll be getting out doing some range work, but I've really got to get myself well so I can do the video on night vision kit what has been sent to me by DNT. It's an awesome bit of kit. You've already seen a little bit of sneaky footage which I shot down on the range last time I was down there, sort of the scope cam footage. That's coming up. There's also some fun shooting I want to do as well, like I said, with the open sight. So I really want to stretch the legs on some of my rifles with iron sights so you can see what they can do at different ranges. And to end the video, I just want to say a big thank you to Mark and Scott at Two Smoking Barrels for allowing me to take some of these rifles to test. And also I want to say a massive thank you to all the subbies and viewers on this channel. You've been amazing. The channel grew so quickly. Unfortunately I did have a break for a few months because of health issues, but I'm back in the game now and I'll keep putting out the videos. I've got some good instructional ones what I want to put out in the new year. Got some videos I want to put out about dialing in ranges on your scope and so on and so forth, because I noticed a few people having issues with that. So yeah, all I can say is I hope you guys had a lovely Christmas, and I hope you have an even better New Year, and stand by for the new videos when they come out. Cheers guys.